All right, what's up? Let's get to it, man. We are about 5 minutes out here from the close of this 5-minute bar. ATR 43 here on the 2-minute. We hop over to, the 5-minute. We hop over to a 2-minute. ATR is 27. So as far as average true range is concerned, man, we're not doing so bad today. Looks to me like a big range day still, but at least we're away from 25,000. You know, I mean, honestly, if you have to draw it kind of sloppy, right? We'll see if that turns into just a big giant range. Either way, I'm thinking range. So let's see, man. Let's see what we can get. There's a push. Yeah, man, I gotta tell you, I do think we eventually backfill this whole thing and make this a big range. That's probably what we're gonna see here. So, we're 218 out from the close of bar 30. Now, in the meantime, we've got that little single bar trading range down from 26 through 29. Let's see what we get down there. 2 minutes. Okay, so I'm on a 2-minute now. And again, you zoom out a little here on the 2-minute, you see that same big potential range that we're seeing on the 5. It's pretty damn wide. It's 170 points. So let's see what we close up here on the 2-minute. I'll get my copier engaged. And let's see. I'd prefer to see it close above that wick high on 74. Got it. That was the weirdest fill I think I've ever gotten. All right, got a fill out of the bulls. Stop's gonna go right there. And big quick retracement out of the bears. Let's see if the bulls can push this baby up through and backfill a bit more of that big range that we were looking at on the 5 minute. Holy shit, bears. What are you guys doing? Step on in, bulls, about time. There you go, bulls. ATR here is about 29.30. On the 2 minute chart. All right, it was a close of 70. That would have been a stop move, but I hit 2/3 ATR target for that scalp. So had I not hit target right there, I would have moved my stop up below 76, but I hit target right away anyway. All right, let's hop over to the 5 minute. There's trade number 1, 2,600 bucks on that scalp. Let's keep it pushing. So you can see we're back in the middle of this big trading range. So we were right about that. ATR here on the 547. See this? When it's a range, you just gotta say range, range, range. Stay dumb. Don't try to get cute in a trading range. So what's up with you guys? How we doing, man? We got some Some good performance going on out there. All right, 77. Beautiful close out of 77. I love the close, but we're coming up into the upper third of that trading range. So I'm going to chill out. I'm antsy to take scalps in the lower third to the long side and in the upper third to the short side, but I got to get a reasonable setup in that region. A lot of that probably will happen on the 2, though I could take it on the 5. Yeah, let's just take it as it comes. So what I would like to see here is I'd like to see the bulls kind of see a climax up maybe through the wick high at 20 and then fade it. I'd love to short that. I mean, again, range. Bang your head against the wall whenever you start trying to look at something else. Until you're clearly wrong, it's a range. Right? That mentality will serve you, I think, very well if you have an ounce of discipline. Bear's trying to reject that a tad early. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think the bulls probably get a test at least a bit higher. Up through the 40s, maybe. Big Chris, what's up, brother? How we doing? Yeah, I think bulls probably are going to need to see a push up through the 540s If they rejected early, then we've got to look at this a little bit differently, but we'll see. You know, by the way, if you are a little newer around here, when I say something like that, like 540s, it has nothing to do with the number. It's just I'm looking at this as a big trading range, you know? And it happens to be in that general vicinity. When we're talking numbers, we're kind of speaking in general terms because it's a range day, right? All right, one trade in, sitting up 2,600. Right at the middle of this trading range. Let's see what we can get. And if the bulls can take this thing higher and give us a test of that high end of the trading range, that keeps my scalps on the agenda. And makes my job a little easier. Well, come on, Bulls. If you're gonna do it, man. Sitting here wasting my time. Give it a push higher, and then let's fade that thing all the way back into the range. All right, new bar. There's bar 34. Yeah, come on, man. I gotta tell you, if the Bears fade this from here, without the Bulls getting a higher test, it's gonna confuse the market. So if the Bears are gonna take this thing lower, I'd really like them to just do it and put us in a bigger soft bear channel or something. That's a big ask. It'd be a hell of a lot easier for the Bulls to just test us higher and then let's fade it downside. Given a setup, of course. All right, swap over to a 2. Yeah, let's go back to a 5. So, you know, don't lose sight. Context here is big trading range. About 150-ish, 140 maybe, points wide. And when it's that wide, there's plenty to do. Around the edges, if you can, you know, structure something that makes sense. According to RAM. And by the way, you know, down the line, I think RAM, if you're going to stick with it, which I think you should, always going to be your base, right? Everything comes from that. But if you launch more into, you know, 5 years down the line, what I call DRAM, which is the discretionary wrench action method, which gives you a little more freedom. It's probably going to be the way it goes for you. But I mean, you guys see me. I mean, my home base is always traditional RAM. And even anything that I would call DRAM is going to be driven by the methodology itself. And by the way, I don't think you should launch into that until you have screen time under your belt, a lot of it. Come on, you bulls, bears, somebody! You know, ATR is sitting in the 40s, so we can't complain too much. Got some nice volatility here today. You know, I'm not surprised that the Bears are having issues up here. Or I guess down here in relation to the bigger range. One of the things that has helped me the most, and I oftentimes will just remind myself of it, is when the market's in a range, dude, bang your head, not literally, bang your head against your desk over and over and say it's a trading range. It's a range. And I will maintain that mentality until it isn't, because the probability of it breaking out is low on any given test. And, you know, the market's going to always try to make it look like it's going to do it this time. And we all fall for it. At least in the early days. Because we want to believe. Two-minute sideways range here, tight little one. So, since we know it's a big trading range, I'm watching the wick low of 35. And you know how 33, 34, 35, it's like, wait, that's a ram setup coming in. Continuation, right? No, we're in the lower third of a big sideways range, but it's wide enough to, do some work inside of there. So, from a discretionary perspective, driven by the context being range, I'm watching the wick low of 35. Basically the wick low of anything up here. And as long as I can make sense of it with the wick low of 28, then I can make sense of it. But the bulls are a little early here for me. Come on, Bears. Take it a tad lower. I got a 2 minute here. 2 minutes, even more brutal sideways. Same data. I mean, we can look at whichever one we want. And when that's the case, I'll look at the 5. It is my home base, but now let's just get somebody making a move in some direction. This is a big trading range. We know it is. Come on, Bears, get it together. I'm trying to bet against you. Well, ATR here on the 5-minute, maintaining the 40s, sitting at 42. And you can see why I've been trying to grab a buy beneath the wick low of 35. Range, range, range. Ooh, that little range looks brutal on a 2-minute, doesn't it? I think the real question right now is not are we in a range? It's which range are we in? And I like to default to the bigger one. At least in a situation like this. Jenslow, what's up, big dog? All right, 3 minutes out from the close. I'm gonna grab coffee. I'll be back in 2. What's up? Welcome back. Big bar 40, 248 out. Range. Just gotta be patient. So we've got in the poll here in the chat, we've got 68% of everybody is green. Either we have the greatest collection of traders ever assembled, or we've got a few people sitting in the red here today who don't feel like clicking the button. All right, Bulls, Bears, somebody. We can't sit in this tiny little range all day now. ATR holding on to 40. That's good to see. All right. There you go, Bears. There they are testing the wick low of 35. I'm gonna bet on the trading range here. That up out of the way. Oh, there you go. Let the Bears do their thing. And let those bulls fade it back upside into the range. Using the wick low at 28. It's a little tight. But that's fine. ATR here 40.41. New bar, there's bar 42. Fade this thing, bulls. Let's go! There you go, bulls. Boom, there's 2/3 of an ATR for a scalp. Right back into the range. Keep it pushing. All right, up 54 or 48 now. Man, if you haven't yet, hit like on the live stream, big dog, or dislike. Man, whatever you're into. I appreciate you doing so. Yeah, man. I mean, even though it's a big range day, it's like, notice that ATR is holding on a bit better when we're not right around 25,000, that S tier level. Been a real pain in the ass lately. You see this? Bang your head against the wall, man. Range, 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 range. Until you're clearly dead wrong, it's a trading range. I would rather be late to believing the breakout than to be early betting against the range. Does that make sense? Just probability. Yep, it's definitely tricky. It's tricky to scalp ranges, 100%. You know, it's just what it is. I mean, scalping ranges, it's a bit more of a grind for sure than taking bigger bets on continuation trades, and there's more discretion involved. That's just what it is, man. But, you know, I think you get better over a big sample size with more screen time. So you see how 42 and 43 stalled out halfway in the new range? Here, it'll show a bunch of obnoxious lines. And we had this range, right? And now, wedge? See that? Which means I'm not going to buy below 41 here on the 5 minute here on NQ. Now, if we could get a couple of 5 minute bars closing well beneath the wick low at 28, keep them kind of tight, give me an opportunity to stop hunt the wick low at 2. Fucking over. It's over! We'll turn this $5,400 day into a $54,000 day. How's that sound? $44, let's get to it, man. But until then, I'm thinking range. All right, I'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't you go anywhere. guys don't think I take my eye off the chart, do you? Can anyone tell me why I'm not short right now? It's gonna be one of you guys in the tomb, and if you get it right, I'm gonna be, well, I would say impressed, but we've covered it so many times in there that honestly I would just be proud. Gonna need something a little more than that. There you go. There you go. Boring Trader, Brandon, John, Philip. Those guys got the right idea. It's the first close outside of the range. That's the very early trade, but the problem is when it's a brutal range, the probability that I take the early trade goes down. I don't know if you guys remember, like 25 minutes ago, I said a couple of 5-minute bar closes outside the trading range, right? 44 is 1. And then you got 45 here, hesitating back upside. Let's see if the bears can actually give us an honest bear close after that little hesitation for 3 minutes back upside. For me to get short, I'd have to see a nice, clean bear close here on 45 in a minute 46. Fuck, I'm proud that some of you guys, good chunk of you guys actually knew exactly what I was saying. Very good work, man. You know the thing that's difficult about learning how to trade? The thing that's tough about learning how to trade from scratch is that everything looks different every day. So you have to learn to recognize concepts, and when I say patterns, I don't mean like trading patterns, like, oh, it's a head and shoulders. I don't mean that. I mean just patterns in the market, which really stem from probability, right? And then you also got to understand that probability is not certainty. Those are two very different things. Come on, bears! Take us lower! Give me a clean close. That's hesitation. 11 seconds. This thing's gonna close as a tiny little body slash doji. There it goes. All right, nothing on 45, so I wait. That's right, I want to go hunting, man. I want to go hunting. Stop hunt that wick lower bar too. Well, if you got sucked into getting short on 44, on the close of 44, open to 45, you're sweating right now, huh? That's been me plenty of times. These bulls take it right back into the range. Now, by the way, I feel like I haven't asked you guys this in like 2 months. How many of you have, well, in the recent past, we'll say, or even right now, how many of you guys have been taking the daily payouts from TakeProfitTrader? I'm curious to know, because I know that most people, the first time they do, they're pretty shocked. It hits quick, dude. It's kind of crazy. But you've started doing so in the last couple of months, man. Pretty nice, right? So that would have been the stop out right there if you got suckered into going short on 44. Again, guys, I mean, look, it's a big range, right? Don't overthink the lines. The lines themselves are big ranges for the range. That's the first close, dude. 80% of these attempts are going to eventually fail. Bang your head against the wall. It's a range, 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 range until you're clearly dead wrong. Then you can start trading the trend. Right back into the trading range. Range. How many times we gotta say it? Now my question becomes, does this start to slowly fade into a soft bear channel? It would be pretty wide. It's really soft as of right now, so I would still call it just a big range, if not maybe a wedge. We're right at that point now where we start to see, okay, if the bulls take this quite a bit higher, like especially back up through 24,500 here on NQ, then we're right back into a big, wide, sideways, effectively trading range. If the bears start to fade it here, I start thinking soft bear channel maybe starts getting more aggressive, and maybe we can stop hunt the wick low at 2, low a day, right? But I'm not going to get too excited about that first. Default expectation is range, right? John says we're taking out the day's high. Let's see, man. Let's see. You know, by the way, for any of you guys who are early in the journey, whatever it might be, you know what one of the best lessons you can learn as early as possible is? Especially for if you hang out on trading communities or in chat rooms, whatever, in live stream chats. The market is made up by a whole bunch of smart people and algorithms written by a whole bunch of smart people. Okay? People will say something like, hey, I think we're probably heading back to the day's high. Or I'm bearish. And then everyone shits on them. There's no such thing, at least within reason as far as price compared to the volatility of the day, right? Like if you said we're going to 35,000 today, that's pretty improbable, right? But there's no such thing as a bad idea, because probability on the extremes is always assuming a 1-to-1 reward to risk to keep the numbers easy. it's always between 30 and 70. That's the extremes. Now, most of the time, when the edge opens up, it's between 40 and 60. And more often than not, we're pretty damn close to 50-50. So if someone says they're bullish and you're bearish, and you say, fucking idiot, you are so wrong. You're wrong, dude. You're too confident in the probability of your thesis. Humble yourself. The market, the probabilities, man, you can find edge. It's here to take. But chill out a little bit. It'll help you a lot. And make you look less like a fucking asshole in chats. Yeah, you should be extraordinarily confident, but most traders are confident in the wrong thing. They're confident in their thesis on this trade. Wrong. You should be one of the most humble traders imaginable on this trade. Unless you're joking around or whatever. You should be extraordinarily confident in your edge, in your performance over a large sample size. Everyone gets this backwards. It's a telltale sign of someone who hasn't been in the business very long. Man, ATR here on the 5. We're still sitting at 38. That's pretty damn good. Nico, question, how many tests of a trend line? Well, yeah, okay. A range, a trend line like range. Do you start to consider it a trading range or I'll call it channel? They say they look for at least 4. I'm usually looking for like 2 or 3. To me, it's pretty obvious. If you have 2 or 3 on either side, maybe 2 on one side, 3 on the other side, etc. It's pretty clear when I just look at it. I know what it is. More is better, obviously. Oh, big bar 50. Man, 50's been a soldier for us in the past. Not too much going on 50 right now. ATR still holding up, 37 here on the 5. Alright, you know what, guys? I think I'm going to go hit lunch, so I have a little bit of time this afternoon. 2 trades here on stream, up 5,400 bucks. 54.48 and 36 cents. So I'm gonna go do it, hit lunch, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Pharaoh Friday, big dog. Let's get it done. See you guys soon.